January was supposed to be about survival, but somehow it became about belief. Let us dive straight into our transfer action for January, and I want to show you David Martinez that we picked up for 8.75 million from LAFC. He was put on the list as requested by the player, and he was just too good of an opportunity to pass up. My scouts had found him, and he's had some decent seasons in the MLS with LAFC, so he's a nice welcome addition, and he's already worth 43 to 47 million, and he's probably one of our top paid players. But something tells me that this guy is going to be a fantastic addition to the team. Already can play across anywhere across the wide three areas that we play. And then I brought Seni Mayolu from PSG on loan with an option to buy for 39 million. Unsure if he'll do that, but he is been brought in to cover and provide backup to those midfield positions I was talking about in the last episode, because we do need some fresh legs every now and then, and some bit of rotation to the midfield and strengthen that area and give those guys, the midfield maestros, an important cover and another option for myself there for midfield. So he looks the real deal. Good stats, still fairly young, played a bit of experience, play with either foot. So he is also a welcome addition on loan. And then we have Marcel Bafus. He's left us. He was tempted by Al Nassr, and I dread to think why. 130 to 170k a week, 8 to 9 times the amounts that we were paying him. But good luck to him. We made a tidy profit off Marcel, which led to us being able to bring in another player, and Ollie O'Neill. He's gone as well. Southampton came in for him, so don't blame him at all. He was kind of a backup option, and then I was looking to offload him, and that's why we've got Martinez, because I did say we needed either a striker or a defender. So we've got 1.2 million left, 53 in the wage, but the transfer window is now closed, so we'll look to add people in the summer. But what I did do is I made Elias Baum a permanent. He's impressed. He's got really good stats, very young, and he's a brilliant option at right back. Some I've been comparing him with Scally, and they're on par. So got him for 16.75 million, our highest fee so far for a player, but a welcome addition nonetheless. And then I upped Charlie Hughes' wages because another Saudi Arabian team were in after him. I didn't want to lose him because he is our star centre back, so I've upped his wages as well. And then we had a Bournemouth bid for Mattis Hansen. I thought I'd rejected it, but it seemed to have gone on to as far as contract talks, so I'm glad he rejected them because I didn't want to lose him. And people are after Sam Tickle, Mattis Hansen, which I'm not letting go of because he's a really good player, and Thierry Small, which we'll probably look to get rid of in the summer and look at a left back option. He's been really good for us, but his mental stats they're just not at this level, I don't think. So thank you, Thierry, you've been brilliant, but we'll probably have a look to get offload in the summer, and the same with Miles Harris. If someone comes in, someone bids for him, I think he will also go too, but he has been great for us. So that is my plan, and then have a look at how we strengthen. And then there's the confirmation of Duberry's injury, which has come at a bad time, but we got players that are versatile on both those wings, so this shouldn't hurt us too much. But that is my squad, and we'll go into January's games. So our first game was against Liverpool in the Carabao Cup semi-final first leg, and Liverpool getting off to a great start. And Kulverski, sorry, I probably murdered his name. He's the one that Liverpool had paid 100 odd million for, which I was saying last time, and sitting on their bench. But he's not sitting on the bench today. he's actually scored against us. So yeah, it just kind of shows you the buying power between the two teams, because we had 23 million and we had to generate our own funds by selling players, whereas Liverpool have got that, where they can spend over 100 million on a player. We'll get there. That's the aim. Well, yeah. In terms of being able to spend that much money, not buying that one player for 100 million. Oh, just to think. But yes, 2-0 down, and the boys showed really good resilience in bringing this back to a level game for the next leg, especially away. And Hansen, he's scored quite a lot of goals like that, where there's a free kick or a set piece. He's the one that rises and gets that header. It's proper centre back goal, but he's a defensive midfielder, and then he grabs himself a brace because we were awarded a penalty, and he is a decent penalty taker as well, and sets us on equal footing with Liverpool going into the next leg. So it's all to play for at the beginning of February. And then we move on to Burnley in the FA Cup third round. So this is a derby game in the FA Cup, and Burnley at the bottom of the Premier League table, going out in front with a good goal, a good goal indeed. And then I think we do lose this one. But Burnley, and we're knocked out then in the third round. So not another cup run, unfortunately. It was probably too good to be true. I think that's the earliest I've been knocked out in an FA Cup, to be fair with you. Normally you make it through because you can get quite a bit of winnings, a bit of money, but it's not to be. Our focus is probably on the league survival and seeing if we can make a final appearance in the Carabao Cup is nothing to sniff at either. But it wasn't to be in the FA Cup, unfortunately for us. But we do get a goal back. Nice consolation goal, of course. But it wasn't to be for us this time. So it's something that we could look to focus on maybe next season, because I do like a good cup run. As much might not be everyone's fancy, but I do think it serves a good purpose in terms of like squad rotation and building a bit of confidence in those players that might sit back a bit and not play every league game. So it's quite important then to have that squad depth, just to shows to go. Sorry, how far you can make it sometimes. It's like I say, like I was in the Carabao Cup. And Burstow grabbing that one goal for us in this game. Like I say, wasn't to be, but that's fine. And then we play Burnley again, literally in the next game in the Premier League. So I think the boys took that loss quite seriously and wanted to show why Burnley are towards the relegation zone of the table. And then O'Neill getting a lovely goal there and giving us a nice deserved win that we need. So it was a must win against Burnley, which was good. And then we play Manchester United in the next game, who are underneath or above us, around the similar places to ourselves, and Sesko getting them a nice early lead. And I think we beat Manchester United in the first meeting. And it was a 4-4-2 game, so there's quite a lot of goals. So I was wondering what this game would bring, because Manchester United, even though they're massive club, just not near the top of the table. They're towards the bottom in mid-table area. So this is a game that we can win. And Burstow getting us on equal terms again. I think it was check-in. Yep. Upheld, which is great to see. I love the VAR sometimes. I think it kind of gives it away what's going to happen as well, which is interesting. But I don't mind when the game stops. And Burstow, love that. Lovely touch around the keeper and puts us into the lead. So he's grabbing a few goals, which is great to see as well as a target forward. He's not just setting up all those players on the wings and in midfield. He's actually getting a couple of goals as well. So I was really happy with that. And then this Manchester United goal is out of this world. I think this is the first overhead kick I've seen in Football Manager. You just got to appreciate when a goal like that is scored against you. Would have been nice for us to score such a goal, but yeah, and it ended in 2-2. And this match here has an abundance of goals. Arsenal second on the table, and an early lead through Ødegaard was 5 minutes in, and it was an early demonstration of just how tough this game's going to be. We're fighting for our lives because we've slumped in the table a bit, and we grabbed that win. But what a goal from Burstow! I love that. Where a touch, right foot, bang, corner, very good goal. And I did think maybe we could sneak a draw like we have done here or there, but I think Arsenal they were showing us why they're in the Champions League, why they're fighting for a title, the Premier League title, and just the sheer quality of their players, which is something that we'll need to aspire to. They've got such a good team. And they just put us to the sword, unfortunately. It was a very high scoring game. And Ødegaard again, leading by example, getting his second goal. I thought maybe if I could survive at half time it would be good, but it wasn't meant to be. We conceded a penalty, and Victor putting them 3-1 up. Going into half time I thought, maybe I could encourage the guys, change the formation, change a bit of mentality, just do something to stop them from scoring, but I didn't even get to half time before it became 4-1, and I think that I just admitted that it was probably a game that we should write off, which is absolutely fine. You get those games sometimes, and when you're against a top team like Arsenal, it's a hard defeat to take sometimes, but one that's probably predictable because we are not in the leagues of these guys at the minute. Second half though, we did make it easy for them, I must say. So I'm happy with that. We did not make it easy for them. It made them sweat a bit, he says. Again, I love our little short passing that we always do. I think at this stage I put it back to positive mentality, and look at that. Philogene. It's either Burstow or Philogene who's getting goal of the game. You got to help me though. You got to let me know who you think scored the better goal. Top bins, love that. And like I say, I thought we were going to make Arsenal sweat a bit, but they just literally sent us out of this world. Hard defeat to take sometimes, but such is Football Manager. You can't win them all. I don't think I've ever had an invincible seasons. Do find that, like, if someone does have an invincible season, I'd love to see it. See what they do, what tactics they play, what they do in terms of, like, do they change it up or something? It'd be good to see. And I haven't seen anyone do an invincible season from AI perspective either. Yeah, very, very hard. But I don't mind losing, because sometimes I'll read the key findings at the end of the match report, have a look at what we did right, maybe have a look at what we did wrong, and see if I can make any differences. Majority of the time I don't, but it's just handy to have a look at and see. What I also try and do, what I've noticed I've been doing, is I've set the height into feet on the players, and I try and buy players that are over 6 feet tall or around 6 foot, just because I just want that aerial presence as well. So when we're doing a bit of mixed crossing, I don't know if it makes any difference, but I feel like if you've got quite tall players, then they'll be able to become a bit of an aerial threat as well. And I try and pick players with and then Philogene getting a second goal of the game for us. I try and pick people that are consistent and very good in terms of just making sure they play consistently all the time and not prone to injuries. I try not to get injury prone players, because otherwise you're having to have them on the sideline and play in the backups, and it doesn't work then. It's hard when you have so many injuries. I get the odd one every now and then, and luckily, fingers crossed, touch wood, I haven't had a horrible injury. Some of the youths have had horrible injuries where they're out for a good couple of months, but I feel that's okay because they've still got time to develop and stuff. And then that was our 6-3 heavy defeat, biggest defeat of the season against Arsenal, but we came back bouncing. We were playing West Ham, who were also fellow strugglers, surprisingly, because I think they've got a decent side, and Peck with a brilliant goal, putting us into the lead, and then we made sure we got this win with a second goal then as well. So West Ham, I think we overtook them at this point, which is great. All the points we can put on the board now ensure that we're not relegated. And O'Neill again grabbing another goal. I think this may have been O'Neill's couple of last games before he moved on to Southampton. And then Jurasek, we played Brighton next to it also towards the bottom foot part of the table. So these are must-win games, or games that we need to get points out of so that we're not lagging behind or being leapfrogged in a sense. So yeah, if we can acquire survival, that'll be our stepping stone to becoming a very, very good team, establishing ourselves into the Premier League. That is the aim. And then going on to win trophies and compete in Europe. And spending £100 million on players. Pete Harris showing us why he's so good in midfield. He's a good attacking midfield player, actually. I've been really, really surprised with him. He's like one of those freebies that just keeps giving. He's great. Love it when scouts find or a player that gets dropped by a team, and then he just shows you why he shouldn't have been dropped by a team, and then he's one team's loss is another team's gain, and that's our gain. And for Lejeune, quickly becoming a top goal scorer. That's 3 in 2 games I've seen that. Absolutely great player on the wing, and that was the win for us. And then we left it very, very late in the day to put ourselves into the final of the Carabao Cup. Martinez, our new player, getting a penalty, putting us 1-0 up against Liverpool in the dying embers of the game. We also make sure that it's us going to the final, and we get our second goal. Nothing like keeping you sweating all the way until the last minute. I just thought, I could see it whilst I was watching the game, this is going to penalties and I'm going to lose. But in that sense, I was like, oh, at least we made the semi-finals. But the team, O'Neill grabbing his last ever goal for Preston. Am I regretting that now? Because he scored 3-3. We'll soon find out. But his replacements scored anyway as well. So, yep. We drew against Aston Villa, which didn't show because it was 0-0. And then our 2-2 against Liverpool. And then our 2-1 loss against Burnley in the FA Cup. But we came back to beat them 1-0. Draw against Man United, the heavy loss against Arsenal, but we bounced back with 2 Premier League wins against West Ham and Brighton, which I feel are much needed for our survival. And then our 2-0 historical win in the semi-final leg against Liverpool, putting us into the final against Man City. So that is a big ask, but it's a final. First final, so that'll be a good match. That will be a good match. And then we've got the likes of Leeds, Everton, Newcastle, Man City in the league, Nottingham Forest, and Crystal Palace to come up with in the next episode. And I think I'll do the Man City game as well. That'll be interesting. Our first final, guys. Can we do it? Oh, I'd love to win a trophy, but I'm probably getting too ahead of myself. It's against Man City, who've won it before plenty of times, and they are top of the league, so it's a big ask. But I won't put much pressure on the team because, they crumble under pressure sort of thing. But with those wins and draws in the league, we've put ourselves back into mid-table, which is good to see. The epitome of mid-table team. Look, 8, 9, 36, 36 with no goal difference. But that keeps us away from the bottom of the table, and if going by the last episode, where like 38, 39 points is the saving point where you don't get relegated, it means that we're in 13 games. If I can get around 7 points in 13 games, I think we're okay. I'll try and push for more, because you never know. You'd never know in the leagues. Because look at Aston Villa and Wrexham. They'll be wanting to get out of those positions. So yes, happy with all of that. Back into 10th means we're a bit safe for now, with 13 games left. And the team's looking really good. I'm really happy with how everyone's played. I mean, Philogene and Burstow grabbing loads of goals, and he gets loads of assists. Look at that. Sidey Peck and Philogene with top assists. Jurasek with 6 assists. Burstow with quite a few assists and goals. So really happy with this team. It'll be good to strengthen it, I think, in the summer. It'll be interesting to see if anyone is like scouted or picked up from other teams, or a bid's been put in. But no, I'll try and keep this, because I feel we're building something good here, and strengthening it little by little, making selective, quite important decisions. Because normally I try and do a whole changeover, and I don't want to do that. I want to build this team in a proper way, which I'm enjoying. So yeah, really happy with how Seni has come in as well. Like I say, I don't think we're going to do the option to buy at 39. I think there's other players that we can grab for cheaper in the summer, especially if people have been relegated. It'll be good to poach some of their better players as well. But I'm glad we're out of survival now. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care and stay cheeky.